This presentation of Lansing Common Football Club is brought to you by the following: Gabriel's Community Credit Union, Greater Lansing Open Soccer, Ozone's Brewhouse, Strange Matter Coffee, J. Biggs, Moneyball Sportswear, Dean Trailways, Highland Plastics, Metronet, Die Hard Customs, and the Lansing Board of Water and Light.
Welcome to Eastern Stadium today as this presentation of Lansing Common FC gets on board as LK St. Clair travels here to Lansing to join us. Here in the booth with you, Luca Maloney alongside Cameron McLaren, and a special guest with us today, Captain Julian Burge. Jules, tell us how it's going today for you being in the booth for the first time and sitting out this game.
It's going pretty well today. Thank you guys for having me, first of all. Definitely a different perspective right now, and I enjoy watching games that I'm not a part of sometimes because there's a little bit less pressure.
Absolutely. Last time out, Lansing Common FC got the 1-0 victory at the 93rd minute. Cam, tell us what you saw in that game.
Well, it was basically a case of both teams trying to figure each other out, and all it took was a little bit of luck in the box from Marco Bernardini. A ball finds its way to Shetty Omar in the 93rd minute out of 6 minutes of stoppage time, and he blasts one into the left corner. And for that, it was Lansing Common taking the full 3 points to start this three-game homestand and keeping themselves in the hunt for second place, which after today, they could solidify that position after yesterday's result in the Grand Rapids Derby between West Michigan Bearings and BIH Grand Rapids. West Michigan taking that one 3-1. And for that West Michigan team, it's been a case of they're hot and then they're cold. And once again, they've been hot in the later half of the season, but it was too little too late here as they remain the only team that could challenge Lansing Common for that second position and a spot in the 2022 NISA Independent Cup.
And as we get the lineups rolling here, we're going to take a look first at the away team, LK St. Clair. Starting in goal, Matt LeBlanc with the number 51, to two center back pairings of Matt Lentine and Garrett Mays. On the left back, Nolan Chaput. On the right back, Craig Bept. And the three central midfielders today with Yasu Omari, Isaac Ortega, and Ethan Zook. And another three forwards for this team going in a 4-3-3 formation. We're going to go with Ali Ahmad, Cooper Haskin, and Gershom Sylvain. And now for your Lansing Common FC Robins. In goal today, we have Patrick Restum. Lining out the back four will be Hunter Gibbons, Travis Harmers, Alex Scott, and Dante Morissette. Through the midfield, Munir Shirali on the left side. Two central midfielders with Marco Bernardini and Daniel Silva. And on the right, veteran Esteban Russell. And to round up the team up top will be Ben Meshke and Joshua Rosendale. Cam, you and I saw Ben Meshke in a lot of games this season come close to scoring a goal. BIH, Grand Rapids, and also against the Western Michigan Bearings. Cam, he's come close. Can he secure his first goal for the club?
Well, if you take a look at the eye test, this is a LK St. Clair team that's got one win to their name, a 3-2 victory over Inter Detroit 2 weeks ago. But for Ben Meshke, it'll be the first time I believe that he has started a game in a very long time, at least for this Robins club. And hopefully he's shown some signs of creativity, as we saw in the last game, a diving header, an effort that went just wide of the post in that second half. But he's a very tenacious player, and putting him alongside Joshua Rosendale, who plays a lot like the talisman for this team, Shetty Omar. Both of them tend to not play on the pitch at the same time because they're almost a like-for-like sub. But look for the two tandem pairing in the place of Ty Uziak and Shetty Omar. Look for them to try to get on the score sheet at least early, because I believe for either one of those two guys, as soon as they score one, the floodgates are open.
And Julian, you were in the locker room with this team before the start of the game. Tell us a little about what's the feeling in the locker room.
Yeah, I think it's exciting for some of these guys to get more of an opportunity to get some more minutes, and also some guys that have gotten a bunch of minutes for us still starting. And I think it's just a feeling of excitement and ready to go today.
Absolutely. And as both teams right now take the pitch and getting that pre-game picture, Cameron, last time out against LK St. Clair in Mount Clemens, this was a game that ended in 8-0 with 2 goals from Joshua Rosendale, who is starting today. Is Joshua Rosendale going to be back on the score sheet looking for more goals against the same opponent?
I believe so. He looked very good in that game. Of course, Lansing Common pretty much in the driver's seat after the 30th minute. 4 goals in 8 minutes in that one. I believe, Jules, you scored inside that 8-minute span. So a really good game for you guys. But in that, I wasn't necessarily there, and I don't believe Luca was there either. But what did you guys see in that game with how LK lined up, and especially playing in Mount Clemens where the field conditions were a little bit different than what the two teams are expecting today?
Yeah, the grass was definitely very long, so there was a little bit of adjusting to that. Excuse me. And they did have a forward who was pretty pacey up top that caused us some issues in the very beginning of the game. I think once we got our first goal, it kind of opened the floodgates a little bit. But up until that point, I think it took us 15 to 20 minutes to get that first goal. So, you know, I think getting the first goal is very important today. And then from there, hopefully building on that and continuing going forward.
Well, as we know from Coach Oakley, we know he's looking for 3 points and to keep the goal differential up. And as well as he said, he likes to see the players rotating. We see Daniel Silva coming in today, who's been a rotational player for the team. Today he gets his first start for the club. And now we get the ball rolling. Alex Scott. Dante Morissette here on the left side. The Michigan State Spartan once again a staple in that left back position. Quick movement there through the middle. It's going to go to Rosendale. Look at that square ball all the way to Mooney. Shirali squares it to Esteban Russell. Russell looking for options. Bernardini with the lofted ball over to Hunter Gibbons on the right back. Russell launches a shot. And that's going to be a corner kick from the central referee.
Yeah, he almost found the foot of Ben Meshke there in the box. A great play there by Russell to look up and try to pick out a shot or a teammate inside the penalty, inside the 6-yard box there. But for Lansing Common, striking early is going to be their bread and butter today, as they want to try to take LK St. Clair out of this game very early.
And to take the corner kick will be Marco Bernardini. Bernardini played for Livonia Stevenson High School and for Spring Arbor University. He's going to be the next head coach of Spring Arbor. Rosendale with the lofted ball into the middle, but no one there. It's going to be goal kick for LK St. Clair.
Yeah, and today, for Lansing Common all year, it's been the play down the wings. But today specifically, Dante Morissette is going to try to look to at least get back on the score sheet and get on to his assisting and maybe some goal-scoring ways, as Kyle Scott is not in the lineup, the usual beneficiary of some of his crosses. But Morissette looked very lively in that game on Friday, getting forward later in the game and causing a couple of issues for the Stars' defense, ultimately resulting in a lot of pressure in the final 15 minutes for Lansing Common and getting that final goal.
Jules, this was your first time playing with Dante Morissette in the season. Tell us a little bit what you see from him. We know coming into the season he was one of our most rated prospects in this team. And how has training and how in games do you see him?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I've really enjoyed getting to know him. He's a really good guy in general. He's got a great left foot at that left back position. And he's good at getting forward. Uh-oh.
Oh, then a mistake there from Alex Scott. It's going to be number 11. Number 11, Gershom Sylvain rounds the keeper, Patrick Restum, and slots that one in. It's going to be goal for St. Clair in the opening 3 minutes of the game. A little bit of miscommunication there from Alex Scott and Patrick Restum.
Yeah, and those are two guys that haven't necessarily played that many minutes together, but Lansing Common, especially if you're going to be put into the starting position in that center back, Lansing Common loves to play with their center backs. You have to be more possessive with the ball and can't be careless. And Alex Scott, just not enough weight on that pass as Sylvian was able to take it around Restum and slot it into the back of the net in the 3rd minute here in a quick opening strike for LK.
Just to finish my thought on Dante, he's really good at getting forward and getting crosses in with his left foot. But one thing that I think maybe goes unseen a little bit is how good of a 1v1 defender he is. A lot of times their winger will be going up against him, and I can't honestly remember a time that he's gotten beat. He always is there in the right position and stays on his feet and gets the ball out. So
That's excellent. We always love watching everyone play, but especially Dante, who's played the most minutes at that left back position. He's been special to watch. Now with Marco Bernardini passing it through the midfield, little 1-2 touches, but not able to get out of space. Russell intercepts. Alex Scott to reset play. Russell again. Over to Dante. Morissette takes it upfield. Slides the ball over to Daniel Silva on the left. Cross. It's going to be cut out. It's going to be a corner kick for Lansing Common.
Yeah, and a little bit of a shot in the arm for Lansing Common, giving up that goal in the 3rd minute. Josh Oakley is not going to be happy about that, but he'll want his team to get one back immediately.
And then Munir Shirali there gets that short pass from Bernardini and drills across into the middle. No head was found though. And another question for you, Jules. We see Munir Shirali, one of the most technical players on this team, one of the most crafty players as well. Tell us a little bit how it's like playing with him.
yeah, I mean, you said it. He's incredibly skilled on the ball, and going up against him in practice, I remember one of the first days, just his speed and quickness on the ball, having to keep up with him was very difficult, and so I really enjoy having him on our team rather than the opponent. So he's been also just a very fun guy getting to know. I've become pretty close with him.
That's great. A long ball over to Morissette. Esteban Russell. Through ball over to Meshki. Meshki crosses into the middle, blocked by goalkeeper Matt LeBlanc. It's going to be the 3rd corner kick inside 6 minutes for Lansing Common. Cam, a big story for this Lansing Common team has been goals off corner kicks, and of course we've had one of the guys who scored them on the receiving end of those and put them in. Cam, tell us a little bit about how their training in corner kicks leads to so many goals.
Well, as we almost saw there, it's all about positioning of the ball and trying to make sure that you're getting the ball to the guys in the box. You do not want to overcompensate for a lot of your crosses in going in, and it's mainly just getting enough guys into the box and crashing the net. That is something that they work a lot on in practice, is crashing the net, especially on secondary balls. And for this team, winning the second ball in the air has been their bread and butter all year, especially against Livonia City at Livonia a couple of weeks ago. Winning the second ball resulted in 2 goals for them.
Now we get an outswinging cross from Munir Shirali. It's going to go back out, but this time it's going to be a goal kick for St. Clair. And Jules, you are the 2nd top goal scorer for this club this season in its 1st ever. Tell us a little bit how that means for you, especially being a guy who's grown up around the area and has known Oakley for years.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, just playing for this team in general has been kind of a dream come true, really. Being able to play so close to home at this level has been awesome. And then the goal scoring is just kind of the cherry on top. I really didn't expect to get this many goals. And you know, the ball has fallen to me a bunch of times, and my teammates have done a phenomenal job putting in great balls of service in to the box where it, it finds my head from time to time. And so yeah, overall it's been just a great experience.
That's actually, you gave us a lot of memorable goal calls here in the booth. So thank you for everything you've done for this team.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. Patrick Restom's going to reset the ball here. It looks to find Ben Meshki on that right side. It's going to be cleared out from LK. Throw in for Lansing. Hunter Gibbons moving the ball forward. tries the 1-2. Hunter Gibbons wins the ball back, but leads it out himself. Goal kick for LK St. Clair.
Yeah, and it was a good effort there by Gibbons to get the ball immediately off of the throw-in and take on 2 or 3 defenders. It's just once he got past that final defender, I believe it was Lentine, just unable to corral the ball enough to get a shot on goal against LeBlanc.
And as LeBlanc resets play, Dante Morissette wins that second ball over to Esteban Russell. Russell left-footed cross into the middle of Rosendale. Shirali. Shirali, one quick touch outside, beating him on the wing. Cross into the middle. And cut out from LK. You go Ali Ahmad with the ball for St. Clair. Back to Ahmad. It'll be cut out from by Lansing's Travis Hammers. Patrick Restham nearly had a little scare there with not being able to clear the ball quickly enough.
Yeah, Sylvians look dangerous so far for LK.
Rosendale. Quick cross over to Shirali. Shirali, one touch back into the middle. No teammate at the top of the box, though. Rosendale battling the physical matchup with Garrett Mays. Go out to Craig. Craig Beat.
Yeah, the good one-on-one battle between Mays and Rosendale. It's going to be something we see the entire day, is how these Lansing Common forwards can try to backtrack and put the center backs for LK under pressure. 4 at the back, just like most teams in the league, but it's going to be a physical battle between Rosendale, who likes to play the man and try to win the ball in tight positions.
He's a physical forward to play against, that's for sure. That ball's going to go all the way back out to, going to be a throw-in for Lansing Common, just outside their own area. And Jules, another question for you. There are a lot of talented goalkeepers in this team. Really, how do you see them in training, and how a rotation of solid, good, talented goalkeepers has an impact on the team in general?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have a bunch of really solid goalies, and I see that every day in training, how many great saves they make, and I think it helps them competing against each other, but also being supportive of each other at the same time, kind of a nice friendly competition, and I think it's done nothing but help us this year, having solid guys in the back that we can rely on to make some big saves from time to time.
Absolutely, we've seen big minutes from nearly all the goalkeepers here, and they've shown up in special moments. Marco Bernardini with the ball over to Dante, who has the left channel open. Over to Russell. Russell now 2v1 with the goalkeeper. Left shot. It's going to just go wide of the post. It's going to be a goal kick. But excellent there. Excellent job from Morissette being able to find Russell, and Russell with a left-footed shot. And just wide.
And that play all started once again from the center backs. Travis Hammers was able to find Bernardini in time and space along the near side. One touch passing to Morissette, who had 3 guys going forward, which is something that Lansing Common hasn't necessarily had all year, but both both forwards and Esteban Russell getting in on the attack, as Morissette had a couple of options. He elected to go with Russell, and his shot went just wide of that far post.
And Jules, you and Esteban Russell are what we consider the veterans of this team, guys who have played the most experience in college and in high school. Also, you guys are 2 of the oldest guys in this team out of the players. Tell us a little bit how it's like to play with Esteban and what kind of energy he brings to this team.
Yeah, I mean, he brings a really good leadership for us, especially vocally, and whenever he is playing, he brings it on the field. I have known Esteban for quite some time, at least known who he is, because I played against him when he was at DeWitt and I was at East Lansing, and pretty sure he scored a hat trick against us my junior year, and So I've always known how good of a player he is, and I played against him for one season at Olivet when I was at Alma. So he's honestly, being able to play with him has been really cool because I've always known how good of a player he is, and now being his teammate and also getting to know him as an incredibly kind person has been awesome.
That's excellent. All of these stories of hometown heroes, as you will, coming together and playing for Lansing Common this summer. It's an excellent story, and we'd love to hear that. And now, as we see another corner kick for Lansing Common, it's going to be their 5th of the afternoon, 15 minutes here in Lansing.
Yeah, that was won by Morissette and Josh Rosendale. Good play by both of them to dispossess Beebe.
Russell and their Marco Bernardini's first touch cross. Just can't quite find anyone at the back post. By the way, it's a good build-up play with a short corner kick routine.
And especially on a hot day like today, Lansing Common not trying to use a lot of energy early is going to be key. I don't know if there will be a water break around the half-hour mark, as that is up to the 4th official. But Lansing Common, they're going to have to try and strike back here and try to keep the ball at least in LK's half, because as we've seen, Gershom Sovian has shown some life here early on in this game, scoring the opening goal and putting a lot of pressure on Lansing's center back pairings.
So in LK St. Clair here with Garrett Mays and Matt Lentine leading the back line, passing it through. Ali Ahmad. Long ball over to Cooper Haskin. Haskin drives it in. It's going to be cut out from Hunter Gibbons. It's going to be the corner kick for LK, their first of the game.
Yeah, the back four just not on the same page yet as to where they want that line. It's 3 of those guys haven't played together at all this season.
Especially together from the start. Hammers clears that one away. Maskey chasing it, but it'll be LK St. Clair's ball right around 35 yards out. Ali Ahmad. Over to Sylvain. Sylvain, one touch, trying to go through Travis Hammers, but it's going to be Patrick Restam's ball as he resets play here. Long ball over to Esteban Russell. Great first touch. Morissette looking for options. And Esteban Russell there tries to find Munir Shirali on the run. It was intercepted from Nolan Chaput. Cooper Haskin with the ball. Sylvain keeps it in play. Clever little touch there past Dante Morissette. Takes a shot with his left foot, blocked by Alex Scott. Now Esteban Russell leading the charge. And Jules, you've had a lot of options to play with different midfielders in this team, and the pairing that seemed to be the most consistent throughout the season has been you and Lutram Shefku. Tell us a little bit about how it's like to play with Lutram and how you've also helped him really become more comfortable on the ball and in the midfield since that first game against Fort Wayne Sports Club.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say enough good things about Louis. Playing with him, he does so much on the ball. I'm able to play a lot more simple, and he can kind of dictate and find the ball at his feet a bunch. And playing with him is absolutely phenomenal. He's such a great player, and I always feel good about the game when he's next to me.
Absolutely, and when we talk to Louis, he's just always in awe of playing with you. He's saying that you're always a comfortable pairing to have in that midfield, and he loves playing with you. So we'd love to hear that.
Well, yeah, getting a compliment like that from a player like Louis it means a ton. So.
Excellent. And as Lansing Common gets play started here again, Shirali sends it back to Alex Scott at the center back position. Scott moving his way upfield. Leaves it for Morissette. Morissette looking for options. And again, Sylvain putting the pressure on Alex Scott in the opening 20 minutes of this game. Hunter Gibbons. Shirali with touch in the middle, in the midfield. Foul given. Now it looks like it's gonna be a substitution. Coming on will be Seth Russ. Seth Russ currently plays at Purdue Fort Wayne, but only featured in one game in the past season. Looks like he's gonna slot into that right back position as Dante Morissette makes way. Looks like it'll be a shift in the back line with Alex Scott moving to the left back and Hunter Gibbons and Travis Hammers rounding up the center backs while Seth Russ makes it to the right back. Now Sylvain with Gibbons. Gibbons holding the ball up. Alex moves it quickly. Foul there, late challenge from Sylvain. And immediately Travis Hammers gets the ball rolling again over to Seth Russ. Rush and Meshki trying to have a combination there. It's cut out. Hammers moves the ball back into the midfield. Marco Bernardini and Russell exchanging passes, but ultimately going to end up to the hands of Matt LeBlanc for St. Clair. And Sylvain catches the ball on the bounce past Travis Hammers and now has a 2v1 one-on with Patrick Restom. Restom gets a hand on it. That's a great save, but then again, a little bit of a defensive mislap from Travis Hammers leads to Gershom Sylvain, almost a clear lane to goal, Cam.
Yeah, Ali Ahmad with the flick with the back of his head, it was able to skip past Travis Hammers, and Sylvain was in on goal, had to let up a little bit to get the ball under control and into his feet, and luckily Restom, quick off his line, was able to take away any opportunity Sylvain had at netting a brace. But once again, warning signs for the center back pairings is we saw that quick substitution of Morissette coming off and Seth Russ coming in, and
it's going to be offsides there with Cooper Haskin receiving a pass. So it would be a water break here at the 23rd minute, thereabouts. Julian, give us your thoughts on these opening 23 minutes.
Well, definitely an unfortunate goal to give up, kind of against the run of play, and but as we see, Lake St. Clair's forward up top is pretty dangerous. So just have to be wary of giving up some counterattacks. And I think the possession has been decent. We've kind of gotten ourselves into it a bit more, gotten some chances, just haven't put the finishing touches together. But I feel like we're getting close to putting one away.
Absolutely. And with you having experience coaching at East Lansing High School as an assistant coach, correct?
Yep.
What would you tell the players right now if you were in Oak's position to get the attack going?
Just kind of keep grinding away, as well as making sure that we're staying solid defensively, not bombing too many players forward, and leaving ourselves vulnerable to another counterattack goal, but continuing to chip away at their defense and There's been a little bit of miscommunication up top, so trying to get a little bit more on the same page in terms of balls to feet or balls in behind, and then from there just crash and goal, and like you've mentioned. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Another thing that, I mean, is kind of apparent is when Lansing Common does get the ball in the wings, the back four for LK is consistently on the same page and holding a higher line and not really allowing both Meshke and Rosendale to try and peer in behind. And they've also put a couple of guys, their midfielders are crashing a little bit towards the ball and forcing Common to use more players on the wings and try to build out of pressure. The middle of the park is essentially wide open in that regards, but it's hard for Lansing Common right now to try to pick out the 2 or 3 passes needed to break through that pressure. LK's done a very good job so far in the opening 20 minutes of keeping the ball towards one side and forcing Common to try to play out of pressure.
Exactly, and also these players are shifting into playing with Rosendale and Ben Meshke, who offer different attacking abilities than Shedi Omar and Ty Uziak. Of course, we saw Ty Uziak, how his wing play has been extremely effective this season. So I think it'll take some time to adjust to 2 central forwards instead of the 1 target man and the wing guy. And here we go, play restarting with Marco Bernardini.
And that's the pass you have to make to try to clear the pressure.
And find options forward immediately.
3-on-2.
Sylvain. It'll be a shot saved by Patrick Restum. Second shot stopped of the night. Throw over to Alex Scott. And then Munya Shirali now on the left side, looking for option. 180 turn. Leaves it for Alex Scott. That's a clever flick. Alex Scott looking for that cross in the middle. Gonna be caught. But that's excellent wing play down there. And of course they have to transition without their 2 normal wing backs in Kyle Scott and Dante Morissette. Jules, tell us a little bit about how that pairing of Dante and Kyle Scott has been special for you guys this season.
Yeah, well, they're both very good getting forward. And as I mentioned, Dante's 1v1 defending. Kyle's also a very fast and strong player, so he doesn't get beat easily either. But being able to get them forward has been a key part of our attack for a lot of our success going forward. So they've been a huge help for us, especially in the formation that we play. We allow them to kind of take on the flanks.
Absolutely. And now Ben Meshke on target here, but it's going to be saved. But it was offside, as we see there.
But that is a good opportunity of making use of winning possession in the opponent's final third. Being able to put a couple of passes together after a throw-in, and Seth Russ taking that spot of Kyle Scott on the right side, able to get it forward, win a throw-in, take the throw-in, and just not on the same page where Meshke and Rosendale, but better efforts for the 2 strikers.
And that's going to be a pass from Garrett Mays that finds its way all the way back to Patrick Reston for Lansing. Silva in midfield. There, a little bit of an entanglement there with Esteban Russell and Ali Ahmad. Seth Russ playing at that right back position, gets the ball playing again for Lansing. Hunter Gibbons making the attacking push. Shirali. And that pass from Alex Scott. Just a little bit mishit, and Shirali went past that one. Matt LeBlanc again with the ball outside of his box. Ali Ahmad, Daniel Silva wins that ball back cleverly. Travis Hammers. Bernardini in the midfield, scanning for options. Bernardini playing that distributor role. Gonna be a foul on Daniel Silva.
He got the ball, but he took down the man just after that, so the referee will deem the outstretched elbow was enough for a foul. But once again, Lansing Common needing to keep their head on the swivel in terms of the transition game. A couple of clever flicks by Haskin, able to beat a couple of defenders.
Gershom, shot slotted into the back of the net. That's a second today, and the second for LK St. Clair here in 29 minutes. Again, a little bit of a defensive miscommunication leads to an open shot. Has time to place that ball into Patrick Restom's lower right corner, and now it makes it tough for Lansing Common here in the opening 30 minutes.
The ball somehow found its way to Gershom Sylvain's foot as it bounced around in the box between both Lansing center backs, and it just found the feet just inside the 18-yard box. But LK deservingly going up 2-0, looking to better the two sides in the final third and clinical in the 18.
There we go with Shirali on the right side. Clever movement on the wing, but that ball went out. It's going to be a goal kick for St. Clair.
Yeah, Mays did a good job one-on-one forcing Shirali to the byline as the ball went out for a goal kick for LK. But a couple of lucky bounces and a couple of bad breaks for Lansing Common. But it's hard to say that they're not deserving of going down 2-0, as the play just hasn't been up to par with the way that this team has played in recent weeks.
Hunter Gibbons there, a little difficult, but gets the ball away in time. Esteban Russell now leading the charge with Marco Bernardini. Shirali on the left side. Again, Lansing Common here being really patient in moving the ball and trying to find options down the middle. And now Rosendale has the foot race with Matt Lentine and wins. The ball, Silva now with the ball. Cross. Meshki gets a head on it. Touch, shot, and it's over. Again, clever move from Meshki to bring the ball down with his head and settle 1 to 2 touches before he gets a shot just over the bar. And Jules, in situations like these where where the team has been down a goal, what's always the message coming from the leaders like you and Marco to the team?
Yeah, I think it's just that we've been down before and we know we can come back from situations like these, and so not panicking and continuing to try to play our game. Right now we've got to do it a little bit better, but definitely just continuing to have the belief that we are going to come back, and we got to get the first one before we get the second. So just focusing on getting that one first.
Absolutely.
Getting one before halftime would be important here.
He's on.
He's on Alex Scott, cross into the middle with his left foot, just not enough to reach Joshua Rosendale. And here coming on the sideline for Lansing Common will be Nick Robinson, who will look to make his first appearance for the Robins this season.
Before he comes on, it's only a matter of time before Lansing Common is able to kind of take the game into their own hands, as LK does not have that many subs, and on a hot day like today, Haskin, Ahmad, and Sylvain are pretty much running rampant in Lansing Commons half. You wonder how long could they keep this up, as Lansing Common trying to be patient and keep the game plan intact. And it's not, with just over half an hour played, it's not enough time to hit the panic button as of yet. But as you said, Jules, a goal before halftime would change the complexion of this game completely.
Yeah.
Shirali, right-footed cross into the middle, finds the head of Rosendale. Meshke puts it in, and it's first goal for Ben Meshke here at Eastern Stadium and for Lansing Common. And now it's 2-1 with Lansing gets a goal back into this. It was an excellent move from Munir Shirali to cross that ball and find the big head of Joshua Rosendale, settled into the feet of Ben Meshke, and takes a good hit past Matt LeBlanc and gets one back for Lansing.
Yeah, the KZoo College forward, a deserving goal for him. He's been waiting for his opportunity to get onto the score sheet. And in 17 games at Kalamazoo in 2019, 14 goals. He nets his first as a Robin, and good for him, but it's another shot in the arm for this Lansing club that really needed a goal and had shown the warning signs.
And Sylvain there with a clever little turn.
And Haskin
Finds Haskin. Haskin shot wide. Again, if Lansing's not careful here defending Gershom Sylvain, we've seen already a couple times he's just broken through and finds the wing areas through that center forward position.
And he's been in the right place at the right time and using the skills that he has to create chances pretty much seemingly out of nowhere.
And also previously, Munir Shirali came off for Nick Robinson. Robinson will slot into that right back position, moving Seth Russ to that left midfield. I think where his more comfortable, natural position lies. Travis Hammers on the ball. Long ball over to Alex Scott. Alex Scott racing to get there, but it will go out for St. Clair.
And if that ball just had a little less pace on it, Alex Scott was pretty much through in, as he's had a lot of time and space along the left wing, as both Beebe and Mays have been busy dealing with Lansing's forwards through the middle of the park.
Seth Russ getting into space. Meshke trying to win the ball off St. Clair. Still going for it. Seth Russ not giving up on the play, but it will be the eventual goal kick for St. Clair.
Mays and Beebe doing a good job there of not necessarily clearing the ball out of danger, but making sure that at the end of that small movement, they could actually get a goal kick out of that instead of conceding.
Long ball over to Cooper Haskin, but Nick Robinson wins the ball first and carries. And there you go, that's a wonderful ball over to Rosendale. Rosendale, clever turn. Hunter Gibbons now with Seth Russ and Alex Scott through the wing. And that's gonna be a tackle from Craig Beat.
And just before that, as you saw, Nick Robinson able to win the ball off of Haskin.
Across from Seth Russ, trying to find the head of Joshua Rosendale, just misses it by an inch. Ball back out to Silva. Russell battling for it, wins it. Now Bernardini. Alex Scott, who has a cross open for him, sends it.
But getting to my point from earlier, Nick Robinson, after distributing the ball into the midfield, continuing his run forward. And for a guy that hasn't necessarily been in the first team until today, it's good discipline of knowing his position and knowing what this team likes to do with the fullbacks going forward. And right there, Alex Scott once again finding himself in time and space. The cross just lets him down at the end of the day, the wind carrying it a little bit, but Lansing Common
trying to aim for that back post, but like you said, the wind made it sail a little over.
Yeah, it's a very hot day today.
Now Nick Robinson with the ball in his first appearance for the Robins. Hunter Gibbons over to Alex Scott. That's a great ball. Alex Scott racing to get there again. Just slips by him.
And that's something that Hunter Gibbons was not necessarily able to do about a month ago. We saw him come in and slot in at center back against the Michigan Stars in Washington, and he just was not able to play that pass. He allowed Aiden O'Connor to do it for him, but allowing this young man from, I believe his home nation of Costa Rica, being able to develop and get more into match fitness, being able to have the confidence.
That's going to be a ball to Josh Rosendale. Rosendale takes a touch, tries to go past the keeper, but Matt LeBlanc gets the hand on it. That was an excellent move and an excellent ball from Esteban Russ. A little chipped, lofted ball over to the path of Rosendale.
They've got numbers.
The touch just wasn't there enough to beat Matt LeBlanc on the run. Excellent move from Lansing, and you can see this game slowly picking up on the attacking front for the Robins.
Oh, that was a cheeky ball.
We're getting a lot of good opportunities from the wide areas here.
So that's going to be a foul on Alex Scott there. Also, it looks like it's going to be a yellow card delivered to the defender.
Yellow card shown to Lansing Commons, number 3, Alex Scott.
Alex Scott, the Northern Michigan University defender, gets that yellow card.
I actually tried recruiting Alex Scott when I was Alma College's assistant coach. So I got to know him and his dad pretty well then, and so now I get to be his teammate, which is kind of fun.
That's awesome. And Alex also, he's a guy who hasn't seen a lot of the pitch as of lately, but he now sliding it. Oh, and then now Seth Russ has the option to shoot for goal. It's gonna be saved by McLewell. Maybe a touch too many there from Seth Russ. But going back onto the point from Alex, Jules, you mentioned you talked to Alex back when you were recruiting him for Alma. What are some things about his personality and also his technical side that stood out to you?
With Alex, for me, he is such an intense competitor, and he goes into his challenges hard, goes into his tackles hard, and will always give 100%. So I absolutely love that in a player, and he brings that every single day.
And as we saw there, a cheeky little nutmeg from Marco Bernardini, and then tried to chip a little loft into the middle of the box. Didn't quite come off for him. Rosendale holding the ball up, hits it back out to Travis Hammers. Hammers with time. Silva's pass just not able to find Nick Robinson, and now Gershom. Sylvain has the option. Gonna go out. Again, giving the ball away in midfield and quickly transitions into an attack for LK St. Clair.
Yeah, Sylvain and LK St. Clair looking more comfortable on the counterattack as the ball's now whipped in. But LK still trying to search for another goal and get another 2-goal cushion. And a good job by Meshki knocking down Ahmad. In space.
Over to Seth Russ. And Seth Russ keeps it in play.
Yes, he did.
Seth Russ kept it in play, but his second touch there let him down. Second time in the space of around 5 minutes that Seth Russ' touch just got a little too heavy for him in trying to find the open lane down the wing. Now we go with Garrett Mays, long ball over to Sylvain. Sylvain on Robinson. Gets him through the outside, cross into the middle. And all he had to do was put that on frame. That just went over a little loft. Hard, it was a hard cross in the air. A difficult ball to reach.
And Sylvain is causing fits for the back four of Lansing Common, and Ahmad almost a beneficiary. Sylvain thinks he's had a couple of too many chances today. He's going to try to distribute it, and Ahmad just had to reach too far for that ball, and it went sailing over the crossbar. But a great chance for LK to make it 3-1, and it goes begging.
Now Alex Scott again on the left back position. Into the middle to Meshki. Meshki searching for options. A little bit of a difficult ball for Robinson to get to. He's going to go out for a St. Clair throw in just outside the edge of their box.
And it's been relatively end-to-end for the past 10 minutes for both teams, but though Lansing Common with the one goal, it's LK who's been the livelier and had a couple of more grade A opportunities that they just haven't been able to convert.
Now Patrick Restham over to Alex Scott again. Alex Scott, one of the guys who's probably had the most touches in these first 45 minutes. And that has just been announced. There will be 2 minutes of added time to end the half to make up for that water break in the middle. Jules edging into the last few minutes of this half. Tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done a decent job getting back into it. Nice goal from across, and Rosie heading it across to Ben. And I think we've had a couple more chances that we probably could have done a slightly better job with, but we're going to keep on pushing, and we're having a lot of success finding these wide areas, and that's a great ball by
That's
Seth.
an excellent ball from Seth Ross. Rosie now one-on-one with the keeper. Hits it with his left, saved. Again, that was an excellent feed from Seth Russ into Joshua Rosendale.
Yeah, but I think we're going to continue to create these chances in the second half, and hopefully we'll put some more away.
Yeah, if more chances like that keep coming up, it's going to be a fun afternoon here, second half for Lansing. Now Seth Russ again has the option to redeem himself. Little step over into the middle, right-footed shot. Again, turns, goes down, but no foul given. Nick Robinson sends it all the way back to Patrick Restham. Robinson outright. Daniel Silva. Now Bernardini has the option. Into Seth Russ again. Russ, left-footed cross, shot. Saved again.
And this will most likely be the last chance of this first half, but Lansing trying to turn the tide at the stroke of death at the first half.
The options are there, that's for sure.
Let's see what Bernardini has in his back pocket.
Bernardini in swinger, misses his teammates, and that'll be half. And now with 2 goals from Gershon Sylvain and a 35th minute goal from Lansing's Ben Meshki will seal out the 2-1 at the first half. Jules, thank you for joining us in this first half, and we'll have your roommate and teammate up in the booth for the second. Thank you again for joining us. We loved having you here, and you gave us some great insight into the team and into your playing days.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. And we'll be back for the second half here at Eastern Stadium. Lansing Common 1, LK St. Clair 2.
and players lined up to attempt penalty kicks against them. Lansing Common will donate $10 to Summer Place United for every shot on goal, and $30 will be donated for every shot blocked by Graham. So let's cheer them on for a good cause.
And welcome back to Eastern Stadium as we get the second half rolling here. LK St. Clair up 2-1 over Lansing. Joining us in the booth today for the second half will be midfielder Noah Canlis. Noah, thank you for joining us here in the second half. Your roommate and teammate Julian Burge was in here for the first. We had a blast with him. I'm sure it's going to be the same.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about, especially in positions like this where you're down a goal, what's the message to the guys?
Man, the message is just to come out and play better. We were flat. We weren't putting in the effort in the early stages of that game, so we definitely needed to come out and just put a little bit more effort in. One key guy that we talked about at halftime was Nick Robb. Came in and looked like he actually wanted to play the game.
Yeah, absolutely. He made some really good interceptions and some good tackles, and he looks alive.
Yep.
We're happy to see him play in his first game for the Robins. And now the ball is rolling. One substitution being made for Lansing Common entering the half. Boo Ray makes his second appearance for the club today. There we go with Marco Bernardini finding a long ball. Cam, what were your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I thought it was a slightly, not necessarily lackluster start, but maybe not all the 11 guys on the pitch were in the right frame of mind to deal with this game. And the two goals that were let in, just a bad back pass by Alex Scott, not enough weight on it, and then Sylvain was able to find a ball that was just bouncing in the box. It came right to his feet. So a couple of goals that you don't necessarily want to give up, but it's mistakes in the final third, and that's something that Oakley has commented on the entire year, is that's where teams win or lose the game is in their final third. And honestly, looking for a better second half from the team in red going forward here in the second 45.
So now here we go with an attacking push from Seth Russ. Left-footed cross into the middle. It's going to go back out to Daniel Silva at the top of the box. Nick Robinson. Russell gets the ball taken away from him, and now it's Sylvain again on the run through the middle. Picking up his head, he's got time, looking for options to go forward. Robinson there with a foot. All the way back to Patrick Restom in goal. And Noah, this season for you, it's been a bit of a ride in the first half of the season. Limited time and limited options on the ball. But as you got more comfortable with this team, and as Oakley's got more comfortable with you in that right left midfield position, you came out with important goals, important assists for this team. Tell us a little bit about what that means for you and how you see this team shaping for the future.
Oh man, I loved how Oaks kind of trusted me to play a couple different positions early in the season where I was moving around, and then allowing me to come and start more in my natural position. It allowed me to feel more comfortable, and kind of grew into the season with it and started getting more confidence going into the later half of the season where I started doing more assisting and goal scoring. So definitely excited about that. Going into the next season for these guys and the next game, I think it's huge for us to just keep the mentality that we've kind of built as a surface, and kind of keep growing our house. I think a lot of the guys are young and they'll be back. A couple other guys will probably step on and keep going forward with their careers.
Absolutely. Noah, this season you had a great impact on the team, and we can see it from here how important you've been for these guys moving forward. What do you think is your most natural position on the field?
I like to play usually right under the striker. I'm more of an attacking mid role. But with our formation this year, it seems like that kind of attacking mid is more on the wing. So just getting used to that in the second half of the season was crucial for us to grow into it.
Yeah, we love to see you when you were on that wing and then cutting into the middle. It was just an awesome thing to see, and great play. Obviously, you had experience and pacey wing backs next to you that gave you support, as well as the forwards in Shedi Omar and Ty who've helped you out a lot as well.
For sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a goal kick for Matt LeBlanc and for LK St. Clair. Alex Scott first to it for Lansing. Boo gets ahead on that. It's going to be over to Ben Meshke, who's on the left. Meshke outside the boot cross with his right foot. And no one in the middle to receive that. It's going to go back out for a Lansing throw in outside the LK St. Clair box.
Yeah, good effort there by Boo Ray to put his body on the line, win that header.
Russ, cross with his left, saved.
Much to the dismay of assistant coach John Greer on the sideline.
It's been a couple options now from Seth Russ, a cross going straight into the hands of goalkeeper Matt LeBlanc. It's going to be a foul on Ali Ahmad. It's going to be Lansing ball. And it's going to be a yellow card shown to Sylvain.
Yeah, Sylvain tried to get the ball through the man, and the challenge from behind, deserving of a yellow card for a reckless challenge. He's one assist away from getting a slight hat trick of a different sort in soccer.
There go with Marco Bernardini restarting play for Lansing. Bourret. Over to Hunter Gibbons. Hunter pushing the team upfield. Russell. And Meshke's on. Meshke, touch, shot. And it's looks like it was deflected away. It's going to be a corner kick for Lansing. Their first of the second half.
Yeah, and as we saw in the final 15 minutes of the first half, Lansing Common getting through the press along the wings, along the right flanks, just outside the numbers by LK, able to find time and space to turn around. The midfielders having enough time to turn around and play a couple of balls through.
And here we go with Esteban Russell taking the corner kick. Short to Bourret with the left-footed cross over to the back post. Just gonna sail away, no one to head that in the back post.
But good movement and good link-up play between the midfielders for Lansing Common. The center backs growing into this game a lot more than we saw in that first half hour. And they're able to play balls that are inside the feet and in the wheelhouse of the midfielders, who are then able to turn around. And it's been a couple of times that Lansing Common, Esteban Russell, has had the opportunity to turn and pick a pass. And a couple of times there, it's almost resulted in very good opportunities for the Robins to try and earn that equalizing goal.
Yasao Mori with the ball for St. Clair. Meshke, great hold-up play with putting himself between the ball and the body. And Noah, today we're seeing a rotation of starting forwards with the usual pair, Shetty Omar and Ty Uziak, sitting out for the meantime. Tell us a little bit about how Rosendale and Meshke set the tone for the guys moving forward, and also creating competition, a little friendly competition between the attacking players in this team.
Yeah, man. I think Rosie and Meshke match up just like Ty and Shetty do. Meshke is that more creative guy, so he'll be trying to find those spaces like Ty does, and then Rosie is a little bit more like Shetty, where he tries to hold up the ball and tries to play off, and gets into those like 6-yard spots to finish goals. It's definitely going to give him a little competition. It was nice to see Meshke get on the score sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been waiting a goal from him. He's been so unlucky in other games where the ball either hasn't gone through that line or his shot was just miraculously saved. Oh, and that shot there from Marco Bernardini, curling effort with his left, just goes wide of the post.
And that's 2 efforts in the past 2 minutes that Lansing Common has had in what is called Zone 14, as Josh Oakley likes to call it, just outside the 18-yard box in between the hash marks. Alex Scott lining up from that distance. It was blocked in the middle by Mays. And that one, Bernardini looks up, has time, tries to beat LeBlanc on his near side, and just goes wide of the right post.
There we go. Shot saved by Patrick Reston there.
Sylvain with a good one-on-one effort to beat Alex Scott for the first time in the second half. Zook was able to find the ball at his feet, looked up and had a right-footed shot and easily blocked by the defense of Lansing Common and in on Restum, who was able to collect it easily.
Here we go with Bouret going upfield. Rosendale, big switch over to Nick Robinson. Just a little too much from Rosendale on that pass.
And Nick Robinson, he's looked lively since coming on for his first appearance for the club, trying to earn those minutes for the last game of the season against Livonia next Saturday.
He's a player who's featured in practice a lot for the Robins this season. And today he makes his debut for the Robins. A special moment for the player and for the club.
Yeah, and he's not just a staple at most of the practices. He's also one of those guys
And
that...
he's on. Sylvain is on. No flag being shown. Sylvain is on. Through on goal and puts it past Patrick Restum. And that's his third goal of the day. Makes it 3-1 for LK St. Clair over Lansing. Look like they're the players from Lansing Common, all the defenders, waiting for the flag to be raised, but referee said no offside, went on through the goal, took a touch, and put it through what seems like Restum's legs and onto goal.
Yeah, and Sylvain, he's been the bane of the back four for Lansing's existence here today, getting the hat trick early on in this second half as the back four looked to try to play him offside. But you can't always be dependent on the assistant referee. And Lansing found out the hard way there.
Meshke, cross into the middle. Lansing Common still looking for an option. That was a clever little pass there. Over to Ali Ahmad. Ahmad tries to go through both Esteban Russell and Daniel Silva. It's going to go back out. Now Noah Chapu with the throw in. Ethan Zook. Patrick Reston with the ball in his hands, waiting to restart play. Alex Scott. And Noah, what has been the message from Oaks and the coaches to this team for the last 2 weeks of the season?
It's been really to the point where we can't give up on these last couple of games. We gotta keep pushing through and trying to win the games for the city and the guys that built this club. We really want to make them happy as we represent the city of Lansing.
Absolutely. Get the play restarted here with LK St. Clair on defense. Bernardini. One touch passing in the air. And now Meshke has a clear as the right channel open. Sends a cross in. Over to Russ. Bernardini. Shot goes over the bar. Seth Russ did an excellent job to head it to the feet of Bernardini. Bernardini's first time shot goes over the crossbar.
And for Lansing Common, that's what they're going to have to do if they want to try to get back into this game, scoring a goal here or halfway through this second half before the hydration break comes into play.
Here with just under 60 minutes played. And that's going to be a free kick for LK St. Clair. Around 40 yards out. Chaput sends a cross in. Alex Scott tackle, wins the ball back. Over to Nick Robinson. Plays it to Esteban Russell. Russell being patient with it. Sends it over to Seth Russ. Seth Russ making his way upfield. Russ still going. And that's a offside there from the run from Joshua Rosendale. Lansing Common bench not happy with that, saying that only Bourret was the player offside, not Rosendale.
Slightly marginal by the assistant referee. But Seth Russ was able to find himself with time and space, and that's just been the message in the play for Lansing Common through the middle of the park, because they've had a lot of time and space, just no chances to come of it.
Ethan Zook sends a cross into Restum. Restum hits that one away. Seth Russ. Sylvain's shot blocked. Over to Zook. Alex Scott intercepts that one. Now Bernardini gets the play restarted. Trying to find Meshke. Meshke now in the foot race with Matt Lentine. And Lansing Common win a throw-in just outside LK St. Clair's box.
Good for Meshke to get the horses going and to win that ball and get a throw-in for Lansing Common.
Silva plays it back to Alex Scott at the center back position. Bourret out left. Bourret, clever flick. Cross into the middle. Again, no one there to receive that. That was a clever move from Bourret to separate himself from the defender and send an immediate cross. Seth Russ dribbling inside. Inside Russ. Russ takes a crack at it, and it's saved. Noah, if you were on the field right now, what would you be telling your players?
Oh, man, I would just be preaching what Oaks gave us at halftime, which was we needed to show some more effort in and really create some more chances. We looked a little stagnant up top, and so some forwards getting some movement. It looks like we've done a little better job at doing that in the second half.
Here we go with Hunter Gibbons restarting play. Silva nearly loses his footing. Gets the pass off to Robinson. And as we see here on the sideline, Ty Uziak and Shedi Omar and Osman Haji warming up on the sideline, as well as goalkeeper Zach Kelly. And Nick Robinson's pass over to Rosendale just slightly overhit. Really well done attempt, though, to work that right wing play.
And what we haven't seen a lot from Lansing Common today, as we've seen in previous games, is the play back between the center backs and the goalkeeper and alleviating the pressure. You saw it there, and it opened up a good chance for Nick Robinson to go forward.
And Esteban Russell's skillful little flick nearly goes to the feet of Joshua Rosendale, but it's going to be cleared away from Nolan Chatput. Meshke and Bourret exchanging passes. Seth Russ is going to be on the end of that. Russ sends a cross into the top of to the edge of the box. No one there again to find it. Marco Bernardini. Esteban Russell twists and turns. Finds Nick Robinson on the right. The young right back making his way infield. Takes a shot with his left foot. Straight to goalkeeper Matt LeBlanc.
But if you're Lansing Common, you want to keep putting the pressure on LeBlanc to make a save and keep forcing the defense to shift for LK St. Clair. At least one of those times, there will be a chance that opens up, and they can get that goal that'll hopefully push them onto the brink of getting that third, but you need to score the second before getting the third.
There we go, cut out from Hunter Gibbons. Esteban Russell makes his way upfield, dancing, skipping through. Rosendale Russell again. Now Russell switches the play over to Bernardini, sitting on the left side. Bernardini patiently waiting to make a move. Cuts through the defender. That's an excellent skill. Meshki, shot, and it's gone over. Excellent wing play from Bernardini there to beat the defender and get the pass off. Just the execution from Meshki was off.
And it looks like we'll be preparing for a wholesale substitution on the forward side of things. As Uziak, Omar, and Shirali will look to get into the game.
Lovely interplay there from LK St. Clair. St. Clair moving the ball upfield. Ali Ahmad. Ali. And Noah, back to you for a little bit. Tell us about what was your favorite moment so far this season with Lansing Common?
Oh, that's hard to pick out. I definitely want to say the strike from Julian Burge from about 25, 30 out. That just, to see him do that, it's something that you don't see too often. So I was super happy for him, and I really like that. I'll definitely remember that shot forever.
Absolutely, and the goal that came before that was yours, also got us up on our feet.
Yes, as well.
That was an excellent game and a memorable one for all of us here at Lansing Common against Detroit City FC on the 4th of July. Seth Russ, that's an excellent ball and that's gonna go just out. It's gonna be a throw in for St. Clair. And like Cameron said earlier, we're gonna get a wholesale substitution with 4 men coming on, including Munir Shirali, forwards Ty Uziak, and Shetty Omar, and defender Travis Hammers makes his way back to the pitch. And the players coming off will be Nick Robinson, Joshua Rosendale. And it looks like we're gonna head into a water break as well here at the 67th minute of the game. Cam, what will be the key for Lansing Common here to get one back and possibly get the second one?
Well, you're about to see it. It's going to be the attacking-minded substitutions that are going to be coming on for the Robins in the final 20-some-odd minutes. And it's for Lansing Common, they have to be more cutthroat with their opportunities. Instead of just getting shots off, as we saw, you want to be a little bit more clinical, get a couple of passes, and find better open looks. And it's something that we haven't seen something we haven't seen so far in this second half. But the last 15 minutes of that first half was something to build on, and it all started about keeping possession, and the opponent started winning a couple of important set pieces, throw-ins and corner kicks. There haven't been that many for Lansing Common in the second half, at least none that they have made grade A opportunities off of. They're one of the highest potent teams in scoring on corners this season in the Midwest Premier League, and it all starts with earning those corners, and there just has not been enough link-up play along the wings and through the center of the park where they're having a lot of opportunities to get some grade A chances. They just haven't been able to be clinical in creating some chances in and around the 18 that can either force some set pieces or end up in goals.
And as we get play restarted here, Shetty Omar is now entering the game and could possibly get his 10th goal of the season, making him the first Lansing Common player ever to reach double digits in scoring. And the players coming off, it looks like it will be Nick Robinson, Ben Meshki, Hunter Gibbons is still in the game.
Boo-Ray.
Boo-Ray will be subbed off, and it looks like Seth Russ as well.
It's definitely going to be key. We just put in some fresh legs. Ty is coming off of some good rest, and Shetty as well. So
against a team that also doesn't have a lot of substitutions to make.
That's correct.
But this is a very enticing front 6, I would say. Actually, I'll go ahead and say 7. Daniel Silva, very good and technical with his feet. Speed along the wings with Munir Shirali and Esteban Russell if he chooses to go in. The 3 strikers in the game right now, Ty Uziak, Josh Rosendale, and Shetty Omar.
You could even make the case for Esteban Russell as well.
But speed on the wings with Esteban Russell, and then another distributor in Marco Bernardini staying on. These are 4 cutthroat substitutions for Josh Oakley, who's going for a dagger in the heart of LK St. Clair. With guys who are going to look to make an immediate impact here and change the complexion of this game.
And it's going to be a throw in right by the corner flag for Lansing Common here. Shetty Omar gets his first touch on the ball. Holding up against 3 players, makes his way out somehow.
LK did their homework.
Bernardini, Uziak.
That's a great defensive play there by Chapit.
Excellent, excellent defending against one of the most skillful players in this team in Ty Uziak. Noah, tell us a little bit about how it's like to play with both Shetty Omar and Ty Uziak, being 2 very dynamic forwards.
It's definitely nice because there's usually always another option open. They work well off of each other. Their runs are very complementary. When you see Ty go, Shetty's usually not too far behind him. It looks like Ty's out on the left or right side though, and Meshki and Shetty are going to be paired up together.
Rosie's in.
Rosie.
There we go. Left-footed shot from Esteban Russell. Just a near miss. Rifles it to that bottom right post, but it goes an inch wide.
And as you talked about that, the positioning of Ty Uziak here on the right wing, Josh Oakley saying to us Friday night that's more of his natural position is playing along the wing, just in the formation that Lansing Common has played, as you've touched on it before, Noah, the 4-4-2, having him higher up the pitch, but he's very technical and loves to work the wide areas, which is why having him on this right flank works so well with this team, especially in trying to make a couple of chances here late in this game.
And Friday night, he was dangerous playing those last 45 minutes almost down that right wing. We've also seen Ty Uziak play almost that number 10 role too when he complements Shetty Omar. He's a jack of all trades in the attacking position at the forward. Alex Scott wins that header. Esteban Russell wins it again. Be LK St. Clair making their way upfield. Ali Ahmad. Alex Scott couldn't clear that one away. It's going to keep going. And it's going to be a goal kick for Lansing Common with Patrick Restum.
And for Lansing Common, they need a goal here in at least the next 8 minutes to put some pressure on LK St. Clair. Once they're able to break through this back 4 that has been very solid all day, they should be able to have a couple of more chances like Shetty Omar along the wing here.
And now Shetty Omar on the wing. Cuts inside over to Ty Uziak, just a little too much. Now Travis Hammer sends it all the way back post. No one there to receive it.
Yeah, Shetty Omar was in an offside position, didn't have enough step to get back. Had to let that one go out for the goal kick, but
that was great wing play from Shetty Omar earlier. Just the cross. Couldn't find his partner Ty Uziak, who was near the edge of the box.
And sometimes playing with multiple attacking players can be a bane.
Esteban Russell goes down, and play was where referee called advantage, but now since LK St. Clair got the ball, it will be stopped.
And back to my point, with multiple guys in the same mindset of playing a little bit higher towards the goal to try to get those scraps. You don't have a lot of guys waiting in and behind in the 18-yard box and too many guys inside the 6. And it sometimes could be a bane when playing with too many attacking-minded players, but...
And now Shirali cross inside. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Now LK St. Clair here making a substitution with 75 minutes played. It will be right back Craig Beat who will make way. Hunter Gibbons wins the ball. Sylvain working the wing against Alex Scott down the right side, cutting infield. Daniel Silva gets a foot on that. Ali Ahmad. Ahmad again. And to the hands, shot fired, but to the hands of Patrick Reston. Pat gets the ball sent all the way towards the area of Shedi Omar. And now Ty Uziak breaks away from one defender, breaks away from two. Has Mooney Shirali on the left side open. Shirali takes a shot. They're gonna be blocked. Uziak again. Now on the left, Uziak crosses it into the middle. Cut out from LK St. Clair. Travis Hammers now at that right back position. Out to Bernardini. Shirali, big switch over to Hunter Gibbons. Hunter Gibbons there. Couldn't get the ball off in time. And he brought down Sylvain with him. It's going to be a yellow card for Hunter Gibbons. Hunter Gibbons at Spring Arbor University had 3 goals and 1 assist in his career.
Yeah, and Gibbons knew what he had to do there in order to keep Sylvain from being through on goal, but it was good pressure by Ahmad and Sylvain to put the center backs once again for Lansing Common under a little bit of pressure. And it forced Gibbons to try to make a back pass to rest him. He was unable to do so and got dispossessed by the St. Clair forward. And that earned a yellow card for the Tug.
Okay, St. Clair has a throw in here. Working that right side. We're entering 79 minutes played in this game. Shedi Omar, now it's going to be Marco Bernardini win the ball back. Daniel Silva leading the charge. Travis Hammers. Esteban Russell. Russell and Daniel Silva keep looking for options going forward. And just St. Clair doing a great job of limiting those options. A big switch from Travis Hammers over to Alex Scott. And Shirali's cross Over to Ty Uziak. It's going to go out for a goal kick.
And for Lansing Common, when they do indeed switch to play, they're going to have to be a little bit faster between the center backs and the wing backs in those passes once they decide to switch to play, as a little bit of time was allowing LK St. Clair to get back into position, but a good effort by Munir Shirali to make something almost out of nothing, and a back post feed goes just out of the reach of Ty Uziak.
Yeah, and so far here, Nolan Chapman has done a good job of being on pace with Ty Uziak going down the right wing.
And with 10 minutes left, Lansing Common, they need one here fast.
Ball will go out of play for a St. Clair throw-in. Noah, going into these last 10 minutes, what are your thoughts?
I think we've been trying to get a little bit more possession in the final third over here. Just nothing's come out of it. I think we need to get more quality opportunities and get some quality looks.
Here we go. Ty Uziak now down the right wing. Chapman on him. And that's gonna be a corner kick for Lansing. And now with 81 minutes on the clock, Lansing has an option here from corner kick to make it, to get one back.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need to try and convert on these. We're going to push guys forward.
And we know how special this team is converting from these positions.
Looks like Mooney's going to take this one.
Mooney lining it up.
And if Russell can beat his man in Zook, he has wide open spaces in the middle of the 6-yard box.
Cross it into Travis. Travis takes a shot wide.
That shot was always going over as the ball was just off the field.
And Travis Hammers leaning a little slightly back. It's going to make that ball sail upward. Couldn't get his head over.
But it was a good opportunity for Lansing to try to get something off of a corner kick, something that they've had, a chance that they've had little of in the second half.
And Sylvain easily slides past Hunter Gibbons. And over to Cooper Hoskin.
We'll have another substitution here.
Joshua Rosendale making way for what looks like Ben Meshke coming on back onto the pitch. And that looks like it'll be the end of the day for Rosendale, having played 82 minutes. Shirali. Esteban Russell. Meshke fighting his way through. It's going to be a foul. Meshke draws the foul right there, about 30 yards out.
Amori not too happy with the center referee's call there, but a little bit of a good 50-50 one there by Meshke. And another set piece for Bernardini.
Bernardini. And then a back post over to Shetty Omar, who heads it through the middle. Travis Hammers again hits the upright of the goalpost.
Omar sensed that he didn't necessarily have the best angle in on goal. Decided to try to head it back post, and Travis Hammers with the left foot trying to keep that one on frame, but to no avail.
Play restarting with Travis Hammers. Long ball over to Meshke. Meshke. That ball's going to go out wide. Cleared all the way to Shetty Omar. Shetty Omar lining up a shot, waiting for his options. And Travis Hammers cross didn't find a teammate. Shetty Omar playing with Esteban Russell. Over to Munir Shirali. Shirali cuts in, cuts twice. Now it looks like Seth Russ. And Sylvain. Sylvain again open on that left side. Cutting in. Shot over. Would have been his 4th of the day.
And it was a good defensive play by Gibbons to keep him from going inside and getting a better look on Reston with the right foot, knowing that he favors that leg. He could have taken the byline, but he had no help with him, so he has to go for the shot there. And a good play by Gibbons as he goes off the pitch for Seth Russ. But Sylvain working wonders in the middle of the park, and LK St. Clair, something that they didn't do well in the first half was closing down the middle of the park, and they've done a grade A job of doing that here in the final 45 minutes.
Now Seth Russ slots into that right back position. Step on Russell. Russell's pass nearly stops in the way of Sylvain.
The kid has been everywhere today.
Shirali. Now with 85 minutes on the clock. Lansing Common still looking for one more. Bernardini. Over to Shirali. Shirali taking the space down on the left side. Taking it with his left foot. Crosses it into the middle. Bernardini will be the first one to win that back. It'll be a throw-in for St. Clair.
But in the final 10 minutes of this game, it's been death by 1,000 passes for Lansing Common. Too many times they've just not been clinical with their chances, electing to force a pass to try to get better opportunities. But LK has been great. They've had great positioning inside their own 18. And Lansing Common has run into a brick wall, it seems.
And Ali Ahmad leading the charge for St. Clair in less 4 minutes of the game. And then Patrick Restom's gonna pick that one up. Immediately rolls it to the feet of Esteban Russell. Russell now pushing forward. Marco, excellent ball, threaded into. There you go. Meshki, back heel pass over to Omar. Clever ball from Meshki there. Just too many defenders on Shetty Omar for him to get a touch and put it on frame. Well, that was an excellent threaded through ball before that play from Esteban Russell to Shetty Omar. Omar just goes for the unselfish move to his teammate. Uziak takes him down the right side. And his cross is going to sail over. We're edging 2 minutes left in this game.
In-stadium attendance 343. 343.
Marco Bernardini going past one, going past two, stopped. And now Daniel Silva wins the ball back with the interception. Esteban Russell leading again, pushing his team forward. No one there on the through ball. That was a clever touch there from Daniel Silva. And Shetty Omar gets the ball taken away from him. Now Lansing Common get the ball back in their own half with the throw in. Alex Scott trying to find options out wide. It's going to be Munir Shirali. Shirali going infield. Meshki on the left wing. Meshki goes past one, tries to cross it in. It's going to be a corner kick for Lansing. 1 minute of regular time left on the clock. And it looks like it was going to be a throw-in instead of the corner kick. Meshke, Seth Russ. Seth Russ with an option, goes inside, crosses it in with his right foot. Skips past everyone. Again, unable to find a Lansing Common teammate.
And Sylvain's got another one with him. It's Ahmad.
It's a 2v1 situation here for LK St. Clair. And it goes past, and Ahmad and Sylvain slots it home for his 4th of the day at the 90th minute. The nail in the coffin.
LK St. Clair goal scored in the 90th minute. Number 11, Bertram Sylvan.
And sometimes when it's not going your way, as you can see, a couple of bad bounces for Lansing Common. Is Sylvain's 2nd goal, just an unlucky bounce off the back of Hammers. And right then again, Hammers unable to find that ball as it bounces off the back of him once more. And Sylvain picks up a lovely through ball from his defense. And a 2-on-1 in no man's land. Hunter Gibbons has to play the player, and Sylvain slots it past.
And Shirali named offside there.
But Sylvain, credit to him, he's been everywhere on the pitch today. And a deserving 4th goal as he goes once again one-on-one with Patrick Restum and slots it past the keeper.
LK St. Clair 4, Lansing 1. All the way back to Patrick Restum. Seth Russ gets the first touch on it. Over to Uziak. And Uziak tries to find into the path of Shetty Omar. Ethan Suk. Great interplay there from St. Clair. And now Ali Ahmad on the left side. And Seth Russ fouls Ali Ahmad just outside the area. It'll be a free kick for St. Clair at the edge of the box. And Sylvain was waiting for that one at the back post. Goes right by him.
And Sylvain will make his way off the pitch in a stoppage time substitution for LK St. Clair. But you have to give credit to the young man. 4 goals on the day, and he's been everywhere and in this heat, running his heart out.
And that will be the end of the game here at Eastern Stadium in Lansing, Michigan, where LK St. Clair win 4-1 over your Lansing Common FC Robins. Some final thoughts for today. Noah, tell us.
It's a disappointing result, honestly. Even though it is a friendly, we'd like to see a better effort out of us. I think the message going into the post game is going to be we just didn't come out with the energy that we needed to, and we got to respond better and prepare for next week.
Absolutely. Next week will be the season finale against Livonia City FC. Cam, what will you be looking forward to most at the last game of the season here at home?
Well, we kind of saw today a little bit of a trial run with a couple of guys who were not going to be in the squad against Livonia as they returned back to their respective hometowns for their college preparation, or for preparation for their college seasons coming up. But I would like, as Noah said, a little bit more effort and a little bit better understanding of the task at hand, as many people didn't really know that this was a friendly going into it. Those that came and supported the team in the stands who were not going to be pleased necessarily with the effort, and hopefully they do indeed come back next week for the season finale. But against the Livonia team that has been playing a couple of games in the NISA Independent Cup and hasn't not had the best of luck there, we'll be looking to end their season on a high note after not having the best of seasons in the Midwest Premier League. And for Lansing Common, it'll be one last opportunity to show the city of Lansing what this club means to them and what this club means for the city.
Absolutely. And today, wrapping up here, it will be 4 goals from LK St. Clair's Gershom Sylvain and Ben Meshke scoring the lone goal for your Lansing Common FC Robins. Here in the studio with you, Luca Maloney and Cameron McLaren, joined by midfielder Noah Canlis. We'd like to give a special shout out to our producer Scott Oberlander and our cameraman Damber Magre. Thank you for joining us here at Eastern Stadium and with your Lansing Common FC Robins. See you next week.